His accomplishments were taken for granted. But you succeeded on Eos, despite doubt and fear. Emotionally, the difference is like catching a ball versus catching a star.
Okay, so because Daddy couldn't get to Eos, but I went to Eos and actually did something, therefore I'm some sort of god? Okay.
You have grown as a result, and so have I.
This is the game telling us, hey, there was character development here, when in fact there wasn't. Character development occurs when a character is forced to make a choice. Such a choice forces them to make a change in their own character, either towards something they agree in or something they're against. Hence, character development, which is usually an internal thing toward the plot, or as a result of the plot, or toward their behavior or attitudes with others. How they treat others, for example, is this very simple character change. The AI voice in your head telling us that Scott has changed really goes against the basic writing standard of A, show as opposed to tell, and B, just telling us. Because I couldn't figure out what the hell happened. I didn't see or hear a change, and if anyone did, please write them down in the comments.
Get to know me out in the field while we're uncovering the mysteries of this galaxy.
Oh yeah, that's a great plan. We'll just throw you into the wilderness and hope for the best. Hey, ever heard of a guy named Alec Ryder?
That's why I'm here. Got tired of yawning back home.
Tackling complete strangers in the Milky Way wasn't doing it for you?
I think tackling you anywhere would be fun. Did I say that out loud?
Okay, I'm confused. Is she trying to be suave or trying to be scatterbrained? I don't get it here. Combine this with the rather enthusiastic delivery of the voice actress and the extremely deadpan facial and bodily animation of the character model, it's just a B-movie combination.
Ryder, the Milky Way was so... been there, done that. Even if I hadn't done it, someone had.
Believe it or not, over 99% of the Milky Way galaxy was unexplored in the Mass Effect universe. Probably closer to 99.9.
If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I live for the unknown. For the never been done.
Okay, but you went on a ship where a whole bunch of other people are doing exactly the same thing. And you have no problems going to sleep for 600 years despite being so pensive and type A personality. What, did you just like the big ship or something?
Buy me a drink sometime. Who knows what will spill out of my mouth. Tell you what, I need remnant scrap. Remtech, I call it. For projects like the one I mentioned.
Okay, what is up with this character? The facial expressions aren't helping, and this is just an awkward conversation. Does she even know what she wants?
What does someone have to do to get you to flirt with them?
Not much at all. But I get a little extra jolt when I'm matched wink for wink. So just be yourself and the flirts will flow.
Okay, this is getting way too personal and just so matter-of-factly. People don't talk like this. Hi, do you like flirting? Yes, I do. It doesn't really work with me. It's like the game is telling you, this is a Mass Effect title. You can hook up with people. Can we be a bit more mature here? A bit more believable? Isn't conversation supposed to be the highlight of these games?
You mentioned you came to Andromeda with someone?
Nothing gets by you. Guess that's why you're the Pathfinder.
There's a scene on the Nexus where a bunch of red shirts pat you on the back, and that's totally fine. It's just needed a bit more plot dissection of goals and reassessment of what the plot point should do, redirect the story somewhat, but this is fine.
Deciphering the vault, alien terraforming. It's not how we imagined all this, but a good Pathfinder improvises. And a great one hangs it on the wall.
Alright, this is a bit too much hero worship for the first outpost. I actually like the idea of having to use psychology or billboards or any kind of propaganda to influence others. That seems like a pretty cool mechanic if it is in fact a mechanic, like a resource you have to keep going so people can believe in you and that the Pathfinder mission is actually working. Maybe influence the Nexus to help you out. If not, it's just part of this linear aspect of the story, where the game is telling you how awesome you are, which would work if you did in fact do awesome things, had actual character development, and your choices reflected that, like the certain billboards or screens or whatever is being shown in the scene. If not, then this is just Tam being weird.
Though I worry about your decision on Eos, Ryder. A military outpost won't help feed the Nexus, not the way scientists might have.
but it will protect us from a growing list of threats.
It's an outpost. You have a planet to secure. I'm sure there's going to be a scientist, a cobbler, a miner, and every other person for a job role that people are needed to survive and thrive here. What's the problem? And what the hell does a mayor of an outpost do anyway? Aren't mayors in charge of towns and cities? Are you saying a town can't have a scientist or a water purifying center or a lab of some sort because it's a military one? We're talking basic civilization stuff.
We have a lead on the terraforming network. I need to take the Tempest deeper into the sector to investigate. If the other Golden Worlds are where they should be, this could get us closer to them.
Why? How? We know where the planets are. We just have to go to them. Who cares if there's a terraforming network associated with that? I mean, isn't establishing outposts and colonies the goal? Wasn't that the plot? Why don't we simply do the same thing we did on Eos at those planets? You know, you neutralize the threats, you solve the vault problems, and then you set up an outpost. And then ultimately a colony. Isn't that the name of the game here? And how about Eos? How about multiple outposts, military or otherwise, and other colonies? It's a planet.
And we still need more outposts. They're important to expanding the station.
Exactly. Just go do that on Eos. You're safe to do that. Everything is pretty much cool on Eos, aside from some side quests, but that's not a huge deal.
Though with arcs still missing, this could be a chance for Ryder to search for them. Yes, I think that's best. You have my permission.
Okay, now this is sounding like a Mass Effect game, where you can go to Therum or Pharos or Noveria in any order you choose. In Andromeda's case, it sounds like you have the choice of making more outposts, solving the puzzle of the terraforming network, or finding the other arcs. And I'm assuming you have to do that eventually, all of them. That sounds totally cool.
Hello, Pathfinder. I am Cryo Deployment Administrator Vladimir Breka, C63 Galati.
I smell sedition!
Your first task is to decide irrevocably the course of every life in the initiative.
Duh, just like glorious God Emperor Stalin.
Andromeda viability and Nexus thresholds are your tools, your reward, and our future. How can I help?
Okay, why are we deciding? I'm not following this line of work here. I discover stuff, I make planets serviceable, and then I get to choose whom to wake up? Why? I'm not in charge of resource management on the Nexus. Why would a Pathfinder who goes exploring planets be doing any of this? Why isn't Kesh doing this, or nagging me for stuff on what to choose, if her job is to keep the station running? I thought this was a huge priority, and now I have to choose what is going to happen with that priority?
I wouldn't think that's even possible.
You and me both, but Sam, well, I guess supercomputers have a different view of things.
They're in a coma. Sarah's mental processes remain intact.
So, is she okay?
No, that's not what a coma is. There are different types of comas, but just telling me someone's in a coma and their mental processes remain intact, that's an oxymoron. This is a science fiction universe. You can do much better than this Mass Effect, and you're failing at the basics of the science fiction, which makes this entire scene pretty silly and skippable.
Damn it, I'm hit! Steve! I'm alright!
You sure?
But I won't be picking you up. I gotta land this bird quick.
Get safe.
Anything